Historic fires in California, Oregon, and Washington continue to ravage the Pacific coast. The wildfires have left 35 people dead and forced tens of thousands to flee their homes, with flames ripping through nearly 5 million acres of the West Coast. What's left resembles haunting images of a post-apocalyptic landscape. The impact of the fires is so great that Portland, Oregon, currently ranks as first in the world as the city with the worst air quality on Earth. And 3 other American cities, Seattle, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, are now also among the 10 cities that are the worst for air quality. Over the past few years, forest fires have been burning faster and spreading farther than ever, fueled by climate change. The 2018 Camp Fire was California's most destructive fire in the state's history until this year.
You know, 5 blocks from here, there's hundreds of people that are still in a FEMA camp, temporary housing, trying to find housing from the Camp Fire 2 years ago.
It just comes back to the PTSD, and you're reliving everything all over again.
But just like with the coronavirus, Donald Trump has been missing in action, offering no real solutions and denying the scientific facts. Today, Joe Biden blasted Trump's environmental record.
Donald Trump warns that integration is threatening our suburbs. It's ridiculous. But you know what is actually threatening our suburbs? Wildfires are burning the suburbs in the West. Floods are wiping out suburban neighborhoods in the Midwest. Hurricanes are imperiling suburban life along our coast. If we have 4 more years of Trump's climate denial, how many suburbs will be burned in wildfires? How many suburban neighborhoods will have been flooded out? How many suburbs will have been blown away in superstorms? If you give a climate arsonist 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised if we have more America ablaze?
Trump, who was in Sacramento today for a briefing with state officials, refused to acknowledge the reality right in front of him.
We've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in greater LA, 120 plus degrees. And we're seeing this warming trend make our summers warmer, but also our winters warmer as well. So I think one area of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Wow. Ooh, joining me now, San Francisco Mayor London Breed and Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. Wow. I want to start with you, Mayor Breed. First of all, the smirk when Donald Trump is being told about the heat that is ravaging these communities, the changing climate, and then he says, "Oh, it'll get cooler." As somebody whose community is being ravaged by these wildfires right now, what is your response to that?
Well, it's very harmful that he's so dismissive of science. He was dismissive of science with regards to COVID. Over 200,000 Americans have lost their lives due to this virus, and he is still denying the science of what it means to be in the middle of a world pandemic. And now with climate change at our heels. I mean, in San Francisco, I was born and raised in this city. I've never seen anything like what I saw this past Wednesday when I woke up to a orange, red sky that looked like it was the end of the world. We know that these wildfires have had a tremendous impact on this state in particular. 6 of the deadliest fires that have happened in the history of California have happened just this year, with over 3 million acres burning. And so the fact that he's so dismissive is so hard to take, especially when people's lives are on the line and the problems with climate change are right in our face as we speak.
Yeah, we're looking at the flames now, and it's unbelievable. It does, you're right, it looks like the apocalypse. There's a story, it's not even a story, Miles Taylor, who used to work for the Department of Homeland Security, has been very upfront about the horrors that he saw when he was working there. And he says that Donald Trump wanted to withhold money from California for wildfires. And he has a video where he says that Trump told us stop giving money to people whose houses had burned down because he was so rageful that people in the state of California didn't support him. That he only wants to give money to people who supported him. He doesn't feel he's the president, I guess, of those who didn't. I want you to listen to Governor Gavin Newsom today in that same roundtable with the president. Here he is.
One thing is fundamental. 57% of the land in this state is federal forest land. 3% is California. So we really do need that support. We need that emphasis of engagement, and we are fully committed to working with you to advance that cause.
There's a certain level of sort of friendly genuflection that's required for Donald Trump to even think about giving money. I mean, we're at the point now where we're sort of being treated like Ukraine, right? That various states, he's going to need something from you first before he's going to give any aid. He's going to need genuflection. I don't even understand what public officials like you feel that you're going to get from this governor and from this president. And if you don't get help, then what?
Well, I think that, we've accepted a long time ago, sadly, that here in California, it's almost like we're on our own. Mayor Garcetti and I, we work very closely together. It's been really the mayors leading the response around what's been happening with COVID. But now we're talking about a whole nother level, a whole nother responsibility, and a lot of neglect. And this November, we have an opportunity to change that. We can't make Donald Trump be the president or even the person that we truly need to lead this country right now. And so as hard as this is to take, as frustrating as what we have been experiencing is, we need new leadership in the White House, period. And the fact that we continue to talk about the crazy things he continues to say around discounting science, around disrespecting communities and people that don't support him or agree with him, it gets us nowhere. We still are facing these disasters. We still need a better president to help us through this process. And we are really at our wits' end, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to keep rolling up our sleeves, fighting these battles, sending mutual aid to other counties, and doing our part as mayors as best we can to help address it. It is, though, very tiring and frustrating.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.